The third point I want to make is the following. How is political struggle related to peer production, open infrastructures and the commons? So here I think the point is the following. And again, it's like a tripod, right? The first thing is we need constructive social movements which build the alternative. So if you go on the street and you disagree with what is happening and you don't have an alternative program, it's not going to work. You can just say no. So you need to build and prove that what you want is actually a viable method. So this is why I'm in favor of building open infrastructures in every area of social life. But again, this is a slow process. And sometimes you don't have the time. You know, we'll take the current conjuncture, which is basically there was a big financial meltdown, all the money went to the bailout of the banks, and now there's no more money for welfare and pensions and education. And so, let's say the European welfare system is under sustained attack. So whether we want it or not, it's going to create social tension. We're going to have movements on the right and on the left. Radical movements are going to spring up. They're going to fight it out eventually on the streets. So this is why you cannot ignore politics. You cannot ignore social struggles. But what you have to find is a connection between the constructive social movements who are building new things. Let's say that's a slower road. And social movements which can, in a very short time, sometimes become dominant. They can lose or they can win. But you can have massive mobilizations that can occur, especially in times of economic crisis, like we will be going through in the next 8 to 15 years. So this is very important to find this connection. Now the third connection is around policy making in the state. And so I want to stress that it's not enough just to build new things, and it's not enough to have a social movement. You need to have policy. Why? Well, let's take file sharing. Okay. Young people want to share. This is a transgressive activity, right? This is a subcultural activity. You just say, no, I don't care about society. I want to do what I want to do. Well, you get attacked. The RIAA and the MPAA, the Motion Picture Association of America and the Recording Industry Association are going to enact laws, and they're going to put you in jail. All right? So this creates the feeding ground for a political reaction. So we see that from this transgressive social movement, what you have is the Pirate Party, for example, and the Free Culture movement, which are protecting these new cultural rights, right? So you have a transgressive phase, a constructive phase, Creative Commons, you have a political phase, and then you have to engage with the existing institutions of society, eventually create new institutions, but you have to engage with politics and policy making in order to protect these new ways of creating value and these new ways of creating happiness in your life. It's not going to happen just automatically by just doing your thing. You have to take into account the whole totality of society, and you have to be active in different fields. So this is the kind of third point I wanted to make about peer-to-peer and politics.